So yeah, we're gonna get the show going. We have an amazing comic. She's so funny.
I love her to death.
Andrea Shapiro! This is the best one. Whoa,
It wasn't enough. It's never enough, Destiny's Child, you guys. I am wearing a pair of pants underneath here, and I wore this like not trendy like 80s ski vest on the way over here. My boyfriend's out of town. Also, my legs are not shaved. I am gonna wait until 10 minutes before he gets here. So I thank you for coming out. It really is wonderful. I see you're all drunk, so that's the only reason why you would be here. We're gonna say really like stories, you know. But I'm here to tell you a story that's gonna hopefully warm your heart, so you'll be able to leave here afterwards. It's about love. So over the summer, I went on a month-long backpacking trip through Europe, as you do, and I had like 3 things that I really wanted to do. I wanted to go and look at the history and the architecture. I wanted to go immerse myself in the languages, and I wanted to get fucked. So the 3 most important things, like meet a European man, sleep with him, never see him ever again. That was the plan. So eventually, I'm in Amsterdam, and I go to buy a ticket for these like canal cruise things that they have. It's like a tour guide takes you around, and they're like, there's Anne Frank's house. Here's a windmill. Here's the, wooden shoe. I don't know. You know, like all those Dutch wonders that you think about. So I go to buy the ticket, and I start up a conversation with the guy selling it. His name's Sam. And we eventually like hit it off, and so we ended up like having a date that night, which was like, ooh, okay, no, woo, okay. So I really like say by the bell, like, woo. So we go on this date, and it's like it's going really great, you know, like he's local, like he's never gonna leave Amsterdam or the Netherlands ever. We're never gonna see each other ever again. And so like, you know, and eventually like we kiss, and he's like, and it's fun because he's like ordering things in Dutch at this cafe we're at, and it's like, it's a made-up language, right guys? That's not a real language. But it's like cute. I'm just sitting there, like, you know, watching a tennis game while he's like talking to another person in Dutch. So eventually he's like, do you want to come back to my place? And I'm like, and I'm like, sure, like, whatever. But don't worry, because I, like, took care of myself. I told him that I was traveling with, like, you know, friends, because I don't want to get Natalie Hollowayed, okay? Like, I think I'm a little too old for it, but you never know. The customs might be different. They might like 28-year-old girls out there. I don't know. They sell them to sex trafficking. So I like, go back with him to his apartment. And before we go into his apartment, he's like, there's something I want to tell you. And like, whenever anybody says that to me, I just assume they're going to tell me they have AIDS. Like, that's always my reaction. Like, if bank teller's like, I just need to tell you, I'm like, do you have AIDS? She's like, no, you're overdrawn in your account. And I was like, oh, that was going to be AIDS. It's always that. So I was like, bracing myself. I'm like, what? And he's like, I live with my mom. And I was like, what? So this rainforest that was going on down here is now like the Badlands, you know? Like, my lady owner is like, meh. And I'm like, oh, but I just want this to happen so badly, you know? And so I'm like, okay, so what do we do? He's like, well, she's not here tonight, but she's gonna be back tomorrow. Basically, he's like, you need to leave, like, as soon as possible in the morning. I'm like, no problem. So we go inside, and we start, like, making out, and, like, clothes start coming off, whatever. And then again, he stops me, and he looks at me, he's like, I have something else I need to tell you. And I'm like, AIDS? Is it AIDS this time? And he's like, I have a girlfriend. And then in the same breath, he says, and I don't like having sex with condoms. Because why would you not couple those 2 things together? Just don't break it to me easy. Give me all the bad stuff. So I start furiously picking up my clothes and like doing the thing like, don't touch me, you know what I mean? I'm just like, whatever. And he like grabs me on the shoulders. It was terrible, guys. It was like a 90s rom-com. Like, I was like Meg Ryan, you know, and like he's like has me by the shoulders. He's like, why not? Why not? And he's like, my girlfriend knows I just like to play around, whatever. And I seriously said, like myself too much. Anyway, so I like get all my stuff, I like pack it up, and then like as I'm about to leave, it was so over dramatic. I just look at him when I'm like at the door, and I'm like, you need to get your shit together. And I slammed the door and walked out. And I got a cab, and so I got in the cab. It's like in the middle of like nowhere in residential Amsterdam, and he's taking me back to my hostel. And he turns, I have this thing about cab drivers that like, where I was traveling, I would get into a cab and they would put it on in an English speaking, they would hear that I was English and they would put it on an English speaking like radio station. They're like, I'm cool, look at me, I'm Anglo. And so they did it, and then so he turns it on, and it's like one of my favorite songs of all time, so it's just John Hyatt's Have a Little Faith in Me. Yeah. I am the 90s rom-com, you guys, I am Meg Ryan, I'm not kidding, okay? And I wanted so badly to just like hit it and quit it, and it wasn't happening, and I was so sad. But and I went home and I felt so defeated, but there's a really great ending to this story, which is that I went on in my trip to go to Prague, and I ended up meeting my now boyfriend there, who lives 4,000 miles away from me. I'm not even kidding you guys. And we love to have unprotected sex because I have an IUD and he doesn't have any diseases, and that's what monogamy is all about. But we made that decision together, not because he had a girlfriend and he doesn't like having sex with a condom. So, guys, I'm Andrea Ilene Shapiro.